Hey everybody, so I have here on me the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, but I also have here the Samsung Galaxy S10 and the Samsung Galaxy S10e. So I've been testing all three of these phones for the past week now, although to be fair, I've used the S10 Plus the most. So I'm not going to do a standard review video because I'm so late to these phones. There are already 1,000 other Samsung Galaxy S10 reviews on YouTube. So instead, I'm just going to give you my opinion. Why, of the three phones, I actually like the Samsung Galaxy S10 the best over the other two, which was a surprise to me. I thought I would like the S10 Plus the most because I like using big screen phones. So, the S10 Plus has a 6.4-inch display, whereas the Samsung Galaxy S10 only has a 6.1, and then the smaller S10e has a 5.8-inch display. Now there are some differences too, like mainly with the camera modules. The S10e only has two rear cameras, so there's a wide angle and a normal lens. It's missing the telephoto, whereas the S10 Plus and the S10 has all three lenses. And the Plus model also has an extra selfie front-facing camera, but it's only a depth sensor, so it really doesn't do anything. I don't really care about the depth sensor. So the reason I prefer the Galaxy S10 over the S10 Plus is precisely because the S10 Plus has that extra front-firing camera. That extra camera is just a depth sensor, so all it does is help you detect your face from your background when you want to take bokeh shots. But as the Google Pixel 3 has already proven, you don't need a secondary selfie camera to take good selfie bokeh images. So to me personally, this depth sensor is a complete gimmick. I think Samsung put this extra front-firing camera on the Plus model to kind of differentiate the larger model with the smaller model. If you take selfies, for the most part, they look exactly the same with both phones. And if they look exactly the same, I'm going to prefer the single selfie camera on the standard S10 because it takes up less of the screen. So by now, you already know these new S10 models has a hole punch pop-out camera. So in the S10 Plus, the hole punch is larger than on the S10 and the S10e because it has two cameras. It has to accommodate two selfie cameras. So you lose a bit of screen space. The cutout on the S10 Plus is larger than the cutout on the S10. So when you put the two displays side by side, the S10 screen's a little bit more immersive because the hole punch is smaller. Now I know that earlier I said that I prefer larger screens, and the S10 Plus obviously has a larger display. But after using the two phones side by side, I actually think the S10 display is large enough for me because it's still a 6.1-inch panel, which is still really huge, really immersive. So when you're looking at something like Instagram stories or surfing the web, 6.1 is still more than enough. I think 5.8 it's a little bit small. I felt that way with the original iPhone 10 and I felt that way with the S10e. But 6.1 is more than good enough, so I'm willing to sacrifice the 0.3-inch difference for a smaller cutout. And the S10, it's a little bit easier to use with one hand than the S10 Plus. So S10 Plus, is usable with one hand, but I still have to reach a little bit sometimes to reach the top or the upper right corners or when I'm typing. With the S10, it's completely usable one hand. My thumb can reach all the way across the display, and I can reach the top of the screen just a lot easier. So when I'm walking out and about in Hong Kong holding a cup of iced coffee or holding groceries in my hand, the S10 just fits a little bit more comfortably in the hand. I can use it with one hand with more confidence. Now, of course, there is a downside to choosing the S10 over the S10 Plus, and that's battery size. So in the S10 Plus, you have a huge battery, 4,100 milliamp hour, and it's definitely enough to last me all day. I've used the phone for a week, never ran out of juice. I will leave the house at 10 a.m. Even at midnight or at 2 a.m., the phone will still have battery. The smaller S10 only has a 3,400 milliamp hour battery, and it's still enough to last almost all day, but not quite. So if I leave the house at 10 a.m., usually by like 10 or 11 p.m., the phone will die on me. But it's not too big an issue because everybody in Hong Kong carries a portable battery pack anyway. So all I need to do is plug it in, top up for like 20 minutes, and I'm good to go for the rest of the day because this phone has fast charging. So it's not too big an issue, but it is better to have a device where you never have to worry about battery life. So this is one area the S10 Plus wins. But everything else, in my opinion, I prefer the S10. So that's it for now. I might have more videos later on the camera sample, the wide angle camera, but I'm probably not going to do a full-on review because like I said, there's already like 1,500 reviews out there. So thanks for watching.